Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, you know, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, you know, no matter how them try run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Afridamus Report. I'm your host, Afridamus. I would like to welcome all of you to today's reaction video. This video is from Kenganda. You guys know O'Shea's channel over there in Uganda. He has this amazing new podcast that he set up on Kenganda. But, you know, the topics are so great. I'm glad that he is bringing this out. But as an expert in these areas, I would like to add my 2 cents to some of these productions that are coming out. He did a video about, you know, having a conversation, candid conversation about whether African Americans been taken advantage of, you know, by African women, I'm guessing over in Uganda. And I listened to the video and the conversation. And, you know, I was thinking about it. And I came to this epiphany, meaning thought, you know, and the things I'm going to break down here today and looking at what Africans normally talk about, how they downplay things. I understand, I get it. For some, I'm not supposed to talk about these things. I'm not supposed to break these things down. But these are not things that I read about. These are not things that somebody else told me about. These are things that I have seen. I have witnessed. I know how it's played out from the get-go. So when people feel a certain way, you know, especially when they say we have to have honest conversations. When people say honest conversation, I truly believe it's supposed to be honest conversation. And you see love anywhere, it's marriage, even here in the States. It's not easy, as you guys know. 1 in 2 marriages in the United States end up in divorce. You know, you hear irreconcilable differences. Over 80% of the marriages are filed by women. But now many Black men, especially in the Black sector, Black America, the marriage is even worse there. The relationship is even worse. But now the men are looking to find love elsewhere. And many, they want to find love amongst people that look like them. So today, this video, I'm going to break it down because you see, just because people, we all look alike, it doesn't mean, you know, the cultures are the same. The African marriage culture, ladies and gentlemen, is a complicated one. And the center of this video here, they were talking about dowry. And O'Shea, the question you ask, I will give you the honest answer. Because your 2 co-hosts, trust me, I like them. but they're not giving you the 360-degree burn. See, ladies and gentlemen, if you are by your stove right now, make sure you stay far away from it because you don't want to have third-degree burn. Because the way I'm going to analyze this video is going to cause so much heat around you, it might burn you. But know this, nothing malicious about it. It's just, we're going to break it down together. I didn't watch the whole video, but I would do it here with you. And feel free to leave your comments. And I know it doesn't matter what I say. And I'm not here to be your love doctor, your relationship connoisseur, but I'm just being an expert on things that I know to be true. Of course, you can do what you want, but I bet you at some point you would come right back and write to the Afridamus report and say, "Sir, you were so right." Because even in real life out here, I've given I notice my opinions or things I know to be true. People say it's unconventional, but for some reason they're still gravitated towards it. Every time I give advice, when I give advice, people don't want to take it, but somehow they always come right back to Afridamus again and say, "I didn't take your advice, but you were right." Ladies and gentlemen, if anything I am an expert in is how Africans operate, especially African women. Today I'm about to walk you down that lane. I will give you my expert opinion, and I hope it helps you. Thank you. We'll start. I'm going to put up the video and watch with me.
Continent of Africa, it can be challenging. Okay, and it can be challenging because of the mindsets and roles of the people involved.
Hi guys, welcome to Kenganda. As usual, me and Kim are back here. There were some people asking about us.
Back again.
And some people were like, "Oh, where are you and Kim? We want to see you guys again." So you know what? I told Kim the dynamic duo has to come back. Give the people what they want, Kim.
The dynamic single has to be
Duo.
back. Hi guys, my name is Kim the Comic, and
Usual.
we've been in a lockdown.
Yeah, guys.
Actually, I still think it's going on. So
It's ending
as you can
today.
see, some of us have been looking better, others are getting fat. So it's a whole thing,
You never tell a woman she's fat.
Wait, what? Who said that? No,
You guys know this. Women are good at telling you shouldn't be honest. It's like, if you see something that is true, you're not supposed to say it like it is. You got to say it the way they want. See, she said, never tell a woman is fat, but they have no problem pointing out the truth about you. But let's keep on.
I don't know that. Like,
Anyway, I am not fat. Kim doesn't know the difference between being. Kim can't see someone who's thick in front of him, and
Stop.
he's blind, and that's his own problem. Now, anyway, if you do follow Kenganda religiously, that I hope you do. Our dear boss, our genius of a boss, Mr. Shady Jackson,
did a live stream some few days back. It was talking about dating interculturally, right?
Yeah, interracial coupling. How it's going to be hard for some African
Not
Americans.
interracial, but interculture.
Did you say interculture?
Yeah, it's because racial, like Africans are black people are black. So like,
Yeah.
Well, it could be interracial because not all the black people coming from America, they might look black to you, but they're not really black. They're a mixture of white and Indian and other stuff. But I get it.
what
Okay.
race is that? So it was interculture because like different people have
Yeah,
different
intercultural.
cultures. In like we may all be black, but we have different cultures that we have grown up with.
Yeah.
So that was the the Black American version. This is the African
African.
version. Africa, Uganda specifically.
I hope
I don't know.
Tati puts like lions roaring in the back.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean there are lions outside the compound.
No, I'm just saying, like the Africans are now on board.
Yeah.
But he said he did mention a few things that stood out to me anyway, and some things stood out to Kim. I've mentioned some of the things that stood out to me, and then Kim can mention what stood out to him. The first thing that basically the whole episode is about how it's challenging for an African American to date an African. You know? Like they come onto the continent and it's a shock, cultural shock. Like they see some things or hear some things and they're not used to them. And the one thing that he kind of centered on was bride price.
Bride price, yeah. But we've talked about this a number of times.
Right? Me and you did an episode about bride price.
Listen,
bride price.
Just because that's the culture that's here, it doesn't mean every person in Africa is happy about it or is supporting it. Of course, obviously,
bride price.
I personally don't understand why I should pay bride price, because if we're using that money, we could have used it as a couple for some.
So, bride price, aka dowry, this is a price imposed, by the parent, to collect money from you for, marrying their daughter. So, many moons ago, maybe, who knows how long this culture, have been going on. Back in the days, maybe they would use, what is it? It's just to show when you come to marry someone's daughter, we would give animal like goat or, kola nuts, whatever. It's just to show that you can take care of their daughter. That's what it used to be. But now, this is why I made a video a while ago, where some people were very upset. It's called the black tax, where most Africans, because they call it culture, the way their mind is set up is they have to be paid for giving birth to you somehow. They have to collect it somehow. So the bride prices now, they get more and more expensive. I hear people talk about this. So is this another form of slavery? Because if you're collecting a price, that means you're selling your daughter. But you would see it's going to be women who are going to be the ones pushing for it. And also I'm going to break down the African woman way of gold digging. And this comes in the form of marriage, the bride prices, and how you are lured into taking care of her entire family. But let's hear more. I will get deeper into this. See, the guy doesn't like the bride price, but the woman is not opposed to it. Go figure, right?
Something else. Same thing, the way people plan weddings here and spend a lot of money.
Sorry to be personal. Your sister is married, right?
Yes, and they paid
bride,
but it was like it wasn't like a figure that would make someone like run mad or something. Do you have 1 million shillings, John?
Hey,
you have
millionaire, my guy.
You can't say it's a lot. Obviously, for a woman, she'll say it's not a lot. But if you ask her if she has it, her personally, she may not have it.
Yeah. But the thing is, one thing I feel like
it's okay, Kim. That's the mindset of women. They like to say, "Oh, that's nothing. That's not much," but they don't have it. But if you're the one paying, oh, it's not much. No, go ahead. Oh, that's not much. That's their way of hitting at your masculinity to try to, make you seem like, oh, if you don't pay it, that means you're not, up to par of being a woman. But a man rather, excuse me.
If you're an African American coming to the continent, bride price should be something you're okay with. I know with Oshe's the episode that.
Did you guys hear how she started it? She is telling you that you, African American man, if you're coming to Africa, I mean, what is a bride price? You should be completely okay with that. Gold digging language, okay? I'm here to shed light on what African gold digging language is like. You guys think the women in America are gold diggers? You haven't met African women. I know some are going to be mad, but trust me, it's the truth. I'm here to break this down for you. You've never met a gold diggers until you hit that continent. It's completely different. It's one of those things where, like in America, how they say, quote unquote, happy wife, happy life, which is a complete BS, by the way. You're not responsible for anyone's happiness. You're only responsible for your own happiness. And if the woman, she's not happy, kick her to the curb. A lot of these women have evil in them. They are already pissed off. They are mad at the world. Oh, I'm not happy. You should make me happy. Woman, you should make yourself happy. I'm not responsible for your happiness. So, guys, you're not responsible for anyone's happiness but your own. So, it's the same thing here. So, you coming from America, already the stage has been set. They already, because Africans' perception of somebody coming from America or the Western world, you are seen as wealthy. They think everyone here has money. So this is why she's speaking this way. But let's allow her to keep on.
He did. He was kind of saying, oh, they expect this from you and whatnot. You just have to swallow that pill, and then it's up to you to negotiate. Do you know you can actually negotiate your bride price?
Yeah, you can. You can. Okay, this is a bit radical, but like, there's certain people who are not comfortable with it.
With negotiating bride price?
No, who are just not comfortable with bride price. In Africa themselves. Because I know people, okay, I don't know, I can't say people's names, but there are certain people who don't actually pay bride price.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, the family will be there, like, talking a lot of things about you.
From the family.
Yeah, that will happen. But at the end of the day, if the girl is on your side,
yeah,
I'm not saying it's the way to go, but you could survive.
I get it. I get what Kim here, the comedian, is trying to be rational. But Kim, don't forget, most African women are not independent of their parents. They are not free from their parents, imposing their will on them. And mostly the mama is the gold digger. So she is seeing the daughter as a meal ticket. So you coming from America, you are seen as the blessing. They want to squeeze everything out of you. That's the mentality. So I get where you're going. You think, and most African women can just easily be like, oh no, they are the ones making the decision. No, it's somebody over her, people over her, because most African women, not only the men, they never completely grow up. Their parents still have some power over them, over their thinking, to influence the way they do things. They could be 50 years old. That's still what it is. So, especially for a woman, if she makes that move, she would be completely cut off from that family, and she doesn't want that. So that option is out.
Because respect from the family. Come on, like, as long as
respect.
When it's respect, yeah. and at the end of the day, I don't think God is going to like curse you because you didn't pay bride price. That's their own problem,
right?
And you may never have good relation, but if you provide for the girl and she provides in turn for her family in indirect ways, they may shut up. They may just shut up because like, hey, honey, we don't have this and this. But you didn't pay bride price and you offer that thing for them. I think they'll tend to like calm down.
Yeah, they will. They definitely will. At the end of the day, I think it's also about communication. You have to communicate with your partner and let your partner know you're not with the bride price, then she can sort her family out. But
yeah,
there's always a but. Let's hear the but.
It's actually real stuff. There's some cultures which don't joke about this.
Bride price,
you'll never see that woman again. All you have is Zoom meetings and like Skype. What? she'll be locked up in her father's home, and you'll never actually get to see this girl.
Kim is saying this jokingly, but he is absolutely right. Seriously. He is absolutely right. Oh, Cute Nice said bride price is not for wealth digging. That's not what it was supposed to be, but that's what it is for many now. I know I know someone, literally, he watches my show too. He knows what I'm about to say is true. He wanted to marry a woman. The woman lives in New York and he lives in another state. Because they want to do it this, same tribe and all that. And the bride price they hit him with, he knows, it was over 20 grand. Over 20 grand. You want to tell me that's not hustling? What, you're trying to squeeze every penny that you spent on your quote unquote daughter? And this is something like she didn't ask to be born. Because some African parents, they like to remind their children of, oh, I did this and this for you. It is your responsibility as a parent to do that. What, you need a pat on the back for that? Your child doesn't owe you for that. You see? They don't owe you for anything like that. You made the decision to bring a child into this world. It is your responsibility to take care of that child. But you cannot try to, use your child to make money off of, which, like I've seen, many, Africans doing. At first I thought it was just, from the country where I'm from, but now even the Ugandan one I'm hearing, and I've met other Africans too, they talk about this bride price. But this here is not for that. We're focused on African Americans going in to try to get married there. So the question is, are they being taken advantage of? How do they feel about the bride price? Because if it's within your culture, the people, we all grew up in it, and it's not a foreign language. You can choose not to do it or be a part of that. But when you present this to people from different culture, this is why I say culture is a man-made thing. When you present this to people from different culture, it's gonna look different. It's gonna completely look like, hey, you're selling your daughter. Like I said, before it used to be something that it's a token of showing that you can take care of the person's child. But now people are putting actual prices on it and all that. So that's gold digging. When you're using your daughter as a come up, now you're gold digging. And people know this. People are not stupid. People are seeing this. So you can sugarcoat it and try to make it look nice, because for O'Shea to even look at it and see, I mean, he's not dumb. He's a human being. He's got brains. I'm sure he's aware of the culture, but people have brains, they have eyes, they have ears to listen and observe things, analyze it, and they can see what it is. And when you put it the way it is exactly, now people start saying, no, that's not what it is. No. But let's continue here.
Yeah. So the next thing that Oshe kind of mentioned was the family involvement in the relationship. How he was so shocked that if you marry someone from Africa, you kind of have to take care of the family too.
You also need to look at as if, is this family going to be depending on you financially? That's
He, like I said, the man observed things and he is asking real, genuine questions. Yes, are you going to be taking care of that family? It's not that you only marrying the woman, is the entire family now going to depend on you? Let's allow him to finish.
something that you got to look at, because if you're an American and that family has never been to America and that family is not doing very well, like brother, some people could think that, oh, well, you're from America and money just grows on trees over there. Well, because you're from America, you should take my daughter to America, and then you should then bring us. I'm not saying this is for everybody, but that could be the case. It could be the case that the family is now going to expect that you, because you have my daughter, you should be contributing every month to us also. I'm not saying this is the truth for every family or every situation, but I know this happened to at least one person that I knew.
That's not a must. Like
Yeah,
that.
definitely not. That's
I know
what I would
maybe
say.
certain people, even Ugandans, are going through that, but
Yeah.
it's according to you and how you want your relationship to go. Some husbands of wives never actually to get to like hang out with the family of the wife.
Yeah.
They just be like, hey, what's going on? Okay, sorry about that. But they never want like to get involved. So I understand some African Americans come here and then all of a sudden you see
Yeah.
the girls, family,
she's
sisters,
taking care of
cousins in your home, and you're like, what the hell is going on here? Like, am I feeding? I don't know.
A whole school.
See, I know Kim is making it sound nice, but it's the truth. That's, you have to also take that into account. When you're married, so most Africans, it's like you're married to their whole family. So he's right. If the family, they are poor whatsoever, now you're going to be seen as the ATM. You're there, you're married with this woman, you're in your home, everybody shows up, they live there, even her mom moves into your place, you know, I mean, her cousins, uncles, it's a total mess. It's a total mess. I get it. Like, there are some women themselves who they don't go for that, but that is not as common, that is not as common. When, oh yeah, they come in, and even here in America, like, I would see people, I know some people that live here from my country, they married, woman from same place, and pretty soon, her mama would come all the way from the country, and they are living in your place. That's not what you signed up for. I don't want your mama, moving into my place. Why can't she just stay where she was? Not everybody goes for it. I hear these guys, they complain about this. They just pretend, to go along. I get it. People say culture. It's a man-made culture. Why does your culture have to be a hindrance to me? I can create my own culture, which is, I don't want your cousins, your mama, everybody, coming to live in my place. So this is something that O'Shea, the question he's asking, because for African American coming from this culture here, where you're with the woman, I mean, I'm not saying every now and again, nothing wrong with that. but they actually moving in. You got strangers there going all up in your fridge. People coming in, putting their feet up on the couch, acting like they live here. They start demanding stuff. This is what you're gonna run into. It's not that somebody has, like, I read this in a book or whatsoever. I've seen this with my own eyes. I've literally seen this with my own eyes. So, fine. You could say, oh, I'm not with that. But now you're married in that family. Okay? What do you think? What do you think will happen when you now all of a sudden want to put your foot down? They will start gossiping about you. You would be the bad guy. So you didn't sign up for this. But now you've signed up causing yourself drama. So you have to know these things from the beginning. Is that this the type of family she's from? Observe how they move, how they operate. You want to make sure her mama lives in the village, okay? Because see, when you're dealing with people in the village, they are easier to please, you know. Nah, I think I take that back because the village people too, not only her immediate cousins, you know, other people that they know each other from the same area, they would also move in. It's a total mess. It's a total mess. So the questions he's asking this for African American men. So if you're from Africa, probably you've seen this and, it's like it's not a big deal to you. You don't, not that big of a deal. You've seen it. But someone who's from this culture, you're thinking, like that's going to look really crazy. I'm telling you. This is why you have to know ahead of time. You know what you're getting yourself into and what you should be looking for.
Like, yeah, but like at a certain point, you can talk to your partner and tell her, like, yo, I understand this is this and this, but like for me, I'm not comfortable with you bringing like your family members from Monday to Friday at home. Like that's not how I'm gonna roll. And it's up to the girl to be sensible and talk to her family, like, hey, this guy is willing to like talk to you guys, but not like all the time. You can't be just around all the time. Like, it makes him uncomfortable.
But on the other bit of compromising, I feel like if you can offer it should be from the generosity of your heart. If you want to and you can offer a little bit of help, not saying you have to take care of them A to Z, but if once in a while you can, if that's what you want to do from your heart, then you should do it, but it's not a necessity. Or it's,
you see, so she is saying, oh, you should do that, if that's what you want to do from your heart. Like, why would I want to sign up for that? Why can't they just continue taking care of themselves before I arrived or before the man arrived? What were they doing prior to that? He is married to you, not the whole clan. But she's not going to get her foot off that. She's still going to say, oh, that is her way of saying, you got to find it in your heart to be willing to do this. So this is like that, happy wife, happy life they try to sell to you here in America. That one you're used to is simpler, but this here is you gotta, give to other people to make her happy because she is been looked at as the person who's supposed to take care of those people. And now, since you're from the West, from America, of course, in America, you just walk down the street and pick as much money as you want and then go home and relax. That's the mindset. So this would be expected of you. Not all, but most. You just have to create the understanding in the beginning. But if we are not having these conversations, you wouldn't know what to, talk about because you're just gonna see it as oh, it's just a one-time thing, it's an innocent thing. No, it's an ongoing, it's gonna be an ongoing thing. Because even here, you see it, even amongst, I see it amongst even Africans themselves. Like the woman would work 16 hours a day. The husband is working, obviously. When who, that's like, it's like having a roommate. Because, the African women, most of them, the mindset is their money is their money. Your money is all of your money. So she would say, I'm working to take care of my mom and stuff. So she is there to take care of her people, not to serve your interests entirely. So you have to take that into account. You have to know what you're walking into.
It's not a must. Like some people will probably watch the video or Shady and like, I hate Africa.
Every African,
oh my God.
must take care of the family.
No, I have to keep my money.
Yeah.
Okay, no one is gonna like run after you if you refuse to do these things.
Yeah.
If they ask you for help and you already paid bride price and then you can't offer the help, no one is going to like arrest you because you couldn't offer. You'd be like, hey, I don't have the money. Like I don't have that money. Like,
Kim, if a Black American comes all the way from America to marry one of these women and he's saying he doesn't have bride price, that's not gonna fly. You know this. I know you're making it sound good, but that's not gonna work. Like it's like they would definitely jack up the price for you for the bride price. It's a fact. It's a fact. So you gotta know what you're walking into. But like people are saying in the chat, the bride price is definitely there. It's a must. So it's up to you if you want to be associated to that or not. But I know what you're thinking. I know.
if the girl is dense and then gets angry at you because of that, then she doesn't love you. Like she's just here like looking for a donor or something. Yeah, like you just have to like talk to your partner and set certain rules or certain ways that you should move.
Yeah. And speaking of family, Oshe kind of mentioned that you have to ask the girl who her dad is, find out if she's from a rich family. And he was kind of leaning that you should marry girls from rich families.
You should ask, like, well, what is your family's financial situation? You should ask that. Some of y'all might want to ask, what is their family's financial situation? What industries are they in? Maybe sometimes you might be able, if they're successful, might be a good win for you. Some of you brothers might be able to come into something that's good. Sometimes some of you brothers might be able to marry a woman. It might be an investment.
Which I think is unfair. Because
sorry, Jonita, life isn't fair. Marriage is a business. He's right. Why wouldn't he, you should want to know the family's background, their financial status, because you're saying, that's what most Africans would do. Things that favor them, they would say, oh, it's our culture. But now when you're, poking holes in things and trying to scrutinize to find out, now it's all of a sudden not fair. Yes, maybe if you're like, people don't want to come and be walking ATM. Since marriage is a business, you want to know the type of people you are about to enter into this contract with. Yes, you want to know if, you're going to benefit, associating with them or not. So I think, something to take into account. But let's hear what Miss Jonita will say.
I think it's unfair because not everyone comes from a rich family. He was bringing up the notion that after finding out whether our family is rich or not, then you'll know if you're giving money or not. Forgetting that some rich African homes expect you to send them money.
I totally agree with her on that. Yes, She is absolutely right. I've seen people who, quote unquote, you would say they're African families that supposedly are supposed to be, quote unquote, rich. But she's correct. They would probably even expect way more from you than the one, quote unquote, poor. Like in Africa, the way it works also, yes, you can look into that, but some people, like you might say, poor, because majority are going to be, I think you would have a easier time dealing with them than saying quote unquote rich, because those seem to be a lot more greedier than saying, the ones that are poor. If the girl is into you and she loves you, that's why I say maybe make sure if her mama lives in the village, just, you know it's not gonna cost much. Just build her, a nice house there, because a lot of these mamas, they just want to work in their farm. You can even buy her a farm. It's not gonna cost much to do that, and a couple of goats. Life is good, but this quote unquote rich family, they're gonna expect Gucci bags, iPhones, because you're coming from America, things that you yourself don't even buy. But it's also important to look for what connections you can make, because it's a business.
No, no, not send them money, but like they also expect bride price. Yeah, because we're rich. At the end of the day, you're not coming to. Actually, if you start doing that, then you'll just be like a gold digger.
Yeah,
like all of a
because
sudden,
right?
Because like, hey, are you rich? No, I can't. I can't hang with you guys.
Things
No, like
what girls do.
that's what exactly girls are doing sometimes.
Yeah.
So, what you should do is like, if the family really wants bride price, then you have to man up and do that stuff. As long as you think this girl is the one you want to be with.
Right.
And if the family is not rich, but you like the girl, then obviously you have to know that you may have to help out certain times, not all the time. Like you don't have to like, oh my God, these guys are poor.
Yeah.
Now I have to send $1,000 every month. And there's, okay, I know Osha said that, but there's no figure. Like there's
No, that's the thing. Also, as African American, when okay, if you're gonna be dealing with African women, you guys are about to ruin the gift expectation. Also, why are you talking about $1,000? I mean, like, I'm not opposed to if you're married to somebody, you're going back and because you're coming from America, like the people, they expect gifts, whatever. I mean, trust me, anything you pick up, like there's things here that are cheap. It wouldn't really even phase you whatsoever. You buy those, you take it back, you give different gifts to people, perfumes here, shirt here and there. They'll be happy. It's not that hard to make them happy. But now, if you're talking $1,000 and all, now you're about to ruin the gift expectation, because start giving people that, putting a burden on yourself. You're making it a burden on yourself. So I have to point that part out. Most African families that I know, other than, because even saying they're gonna come over whatsoever, that's not a big deal. You can easily take care of that. But trust me, it's not that hard to make them happy. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars. But now, when you guys start going, because I'm thinking maybe somebody's asking you this. I don't think most of African, they will not ask you for $1,000. That's a lot of money there in most countries. So you have to, understand, like, be reasonable. Don't start throwing out, money like, expecting, because once you give people certain appetite, they are going to get used to that. But if you're going back there, you know, you collect at least um, gifts that cost 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks. That's not that much. That's not really much. Like, you can do that. But none of them, I don't think they're expecting you to give them, thousands of dollars in gifts. So don't do that, because you're about to ruin the gift expectations. If you do that, that's something that you created on your own. So as I was going in the video, I thought maybe it's like the Africans themselves asking for thousands of dollars. No. If you are the one setting that precedent, giving them that much money, you cannot come back and complain, because if you give people money, they are going to take it. So this is why I said I'll explain how the quote unquote the African gold digging works. It's not that expensive. It's not that expensive, but you don't want to make yourself an ATM. You don't want to do that.
No figure, like genuine figure, where you be like, okay, so I'm marrying this girl. I have to give this girl's family $1,000 every month. No. It's not like that. It's certain times when you feel you can
give what you can.
Yeah. So no one is gonna chase you around in Africa with lions and stuff. Guy
who doesn't send money back.
Send the antelopes after him. No.
But it's not gonna happen. Yeah, I think it's unfair to expect girls. That saying, the rich keep getting rich. So now you only want to date rich girls. Then what are girls from poor families going to do? The girls from poor families who manage to make something for themselves.
Yeah.
So I think it's totally unfair for you to be going around asking her for her family back.
And it's also a bit.
That part didn't really sit well with Jonita. Jonita is like, nah, man, why you wanna only deal with the chicks whose family got money? I get this, like, okay, for the most part, I'm not gonna lie to you. Most of those families that have money like that, because you have to remember, to begin with, most Africans, they are very reluctant to allow their daughters to marry people who are not from their culture. So especially the rich ones, for them to just allow her to marry an African American, I hate to tell you, I don't see that being a popular opinion. Like, I don't think they'll approve of it. Maybe some cultures in Africa will, but if they are already rich, they are more than likely just marrying within their circles, their culture, people that are in their culture. That's what most Africans actually go for. But I'm just laying it out here for you to hear.
And there are men who have been poor and they became rich.
Let me tell you something. If certain girls will find it rude to ask them certain questions, like, hey, so is your family rich? Yo, that would be the same equivalent of you meeting a girl and she asks you if you have money or not. Right. The same attitude will be. Right. So what I could say is, just talk to this girl. Yeah. You may not necessarily ask her like, hey, is your family, what do you have? Like, you could just talk to her, be like, hey, this is what I can do for you and your family. But I can't be able to like give you all the time. Yeah. I can pay your bride price, and then here and there, if your mom needs like something,
we help out.
You help out.
Help out here and there.
Another thing I should tell you is like the family meeting sometimes.
St. James, some families would want to meet your relatives. Oh, yes. That's also a big thing. They would want to meet your family as well. Your people that you came from, they want to meet those people, before they make decisions. So if you're just a lone man that comes into the country, most families, I don't see them going for that, to be quite honest.
Hate those. I love family.
I don't hate them, but like sometimes, sometimes you're trying to do something and then obviously it's an obligation and you have to go. So don't go and start complaining like, oh my God, I don't know, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I hate
Africans
this.
like meeting up every
Yeah,
quarter.
Africans
I
do like
personally love
meeting.
meeting because like you get to like interact with the cousins, the kids, and then it's like a party, and then you eat.
Also, one thing I'll tell you, and this is, it's not like I'm selling out or anything. Some relatives ain't like some relatives of African people, they ain't. So you'll go there thinking like, oh my God, he's from America. They like me so much.
Yeah.
Some relatives, even it may not be the girl's fault.
Right.
The girl may not know like, hey, my uncle is some shady, so you should
Investors.
stay away from him.
The girl already knows her uncle is shady, but she would be in denial. Kim raised a good point there. Yes, the girl might have, shady people in her family. It goes both ways. And you come in there thinking, oh, they love me, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the uncle might, get you tied up in some phony, quote unquote, investment. And he's not, mind you, he's not doing this just because you're American whatsoever. He'll do it to just anybody, just anyone that gives him the opportunity. So that's something also to take into account, because I know many people that go to Africa, they have this fairy tale to think, oh, Africa is just this certain way. No, people are people. Human behavior, if you go to many places, you see the culture might be slightly different, but human behavior is pretty much the same across the board. If you're paying attention, like the human behavior is the same. So yeah.
So yeah, some uncle could pull you aside, start telling you, hey, by the way, I have this land here which I'm trying to do. I'm trying to rear some goats. Yet he's trying to get that money from you and probably disappear.
Yeah.
And obviously you start blaming the girl. Yet the girl has nothing to do with that.
Right.
Johnny, do you have shady relatives? Because the way I see you,
me? What do you mean?
You have some uncle there waiting for someone's son to invest in their farms.
I think if I ever got someone, I would kind of first give them a notice in the WhatsApp group on the
what do you mean?
don't.
Let me translate that. Johnny is saying, yes, I have shady uncles. So when I meet somebody, don't worry, I'll send a message out on our WhatsApp group to let my shady uncles know, look, you need to lay low and leave my man alone. That's what she's saying.
Like, don't approach my man for money. Don't be out there. Yeah. I feel like that works.
Yeah.
So that when he comes around, everyone knows what.
Yeah, I mean, like, you would, if the woman, I'm not trying to make it sound like this is all the women that go for that. There are some after the marriage and all that, they would put their foot down, like they wouldn't just go along with what their family say when the marriage is all complete. If it has something to do with, shady stuff like that, yes, they would put their foot down. I've seen that also. But you still got to do your investigation, just like they would investigate you.
To do, and no one is trying to be shady.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, moving forward, simping money. I told Kim about simping money this morning. He's like, what's that?
I don't know what simping money is.
And I'm telling you like this, sending money, that's something that I've done before and do here and there, but
you don't send simping money.
This is one problem, like with most Black American men, like, I mean, I see that even here with my own eyes. They think money can buy everything and they start simping. See, that's a problem. You cannot buy your way with money. Like, I mean, because like if you're over there giving thousands of dollars and all that stuff, you're completely ruining the marketplace to begin with. You're ruining the marketplace. I mean, like the dowry example I gave you here, those Africans, they live here in the United States. They are asking the American price. Those are the ones you shouldn't be dealing with. Make sure this girl, her parents, they are from the village. Okay, even if they don't live there, but they have the village culture, they are more reasonable. But don't go there, you know, ruining the market, giving $1,000 to people, thinking that you're there to buy people's love. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to make most of these African people happy. It's not that hard, you know. You could give them a $20 gift. They would be grateful for it. They are not looking for bling blings or anything like that. You can't buy love. Like even here, I would see, most black guys, they like to simp. Even when you look in the social media, who do you see giving women maybe $10,000 just to go on a date, or $100,000 because you want to show off? That becomes a problem. You cannot do that. And if you're giving it, people are going to take it. But if you start that type of giving thousand, like giving money like that, and eventually you cannot complain, then you might as well just in the dowry section, just give them a lot more money there. And because if you're gonna be sending that much money, then you can't complain about the dowry, because the dowry would be the cheapest. So this is not making sense to me.
What's that?
What do you mean?
As in,
Simping money is the money like someone abroad sends to the
Sitati is
African
looking
girl.
like he has really been sending simping money. I don't know if you can explain.
Well,
So simping money is what happens?
Someone abroad like an
sends
African
money to
sends
like
money,
now
Western
you
Union,
guys-
PayPal,
You guys, let me tell you
all
something.
that. All dreaming.
Let me tell you something. I stay in Kampala, and probably I have dated someone in Kampala. Different what? Not probably. Different suburbs, right? The moment I get your number and we have never met, there is no way in hell I'm sending you money if I have never met you and talked to you. So whatever God you guys be serving, that you can be in Texas or in Ontario or something and send someone money all the way in Kamocha, the slum in Kampala. What God are you guys serving?
Kim is asking a good question. You guys know I've pointed out the good questions that O'Shea asked, but also, like, why are you, as an African American man, you're all the way here in the United States, you're communicating with some girl in Uganda, you've never met her, just from communicating, and you start sending money, and you have the audacity to complain about dowry? Come on, man. You can't complain about no damn dowry if you were already sending money to some girl you've never met. That's crazy. I'm just saying, don't ruin the dowry market for people that are actually in that culture. Now you're raising the expectation, turning these women into super gold diggers. You can't do that and then complain about the real basic stuff. Like, yeah, you can be simping and not expect to be taken advantage of. Of course, people are just gonna take you the way they see you, plain and simple. If you come as a simp, the women, they would definitely take advantage of you. So to answer Jose's first question, African American men been taken advantage of? Yes, because that's what they are presenting. You're leading with your pocket. So when you lead with your pocket, hey, you're gonna meet these African women who are more than happy to take your money, and they will take it. So I don't know if I would call that being taken advantage of, kinda, because you're offering it, so they're going to take it.
Like,
No,
what are you thinking?
Do you know what?
If me myself in the same district, I can't send someone money before I've ever met them and talked to them.
Who are they?
For you, are you with white Jesus? Like, what are you doing?
You had it right from the simp king.
Actually, this is not even about. This is not about scam. It's about being. It's about being. Yes.
Wow, you're really
I'm not attacking African Americans or anything. I'm attacking those few who just keep sending money recklessly to these girls they've never met, and then all of a sudden are gonna start blaming African girls about they.
Hey, I agree with Kim. You know, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm watching the video with you guys. I didn't watch it all the way to this place yet. Just, going along. And, like I thought from the get-go, I thought, oh, this is just some dowry thing, they've been asked for. No, man, if you're being a simp, can we really say you're being taken advantage of? Because you think that you can buy love. So Kim, I'm with you on that. You cannot just keep sending money to some girl over there in Africa, and she didn't put a gun to your head. She's not even at your location, and then now things don't go well. You start saying, "Oh, these African women." You mean African woman that you were simping with? You came as a simp, and I'm just telling you, like, even here in America, if you're a simp, the women are not gonna turn down the money. I mean, once a simp, always a simp. So I wasn't talking about even the simps, the serious. I was talking about serious people, but this is about the simps. Oh, let's keep going. I thought it was some serious men. We're talking about simps here. You cannot say a simp is been taken advantage of. They open themselves up to that.
Did this. What about you? Like, what about you? Like, what were you thinking?
But sometimes you can't call them because there are some girls who are so conniving. Is that the right word?
Conniving.
Oh, conniving. Thank you, Budo.
No, some of them also didn't go to nice schools. Right. So before you send them money, ask them which schools they went to.
Wow.
I'll give you a list of good schools.
There's some girls out there who say, oh, my mom is sick. Oh, she's dying. Do you know that girls who ask around for pictures of them with a cannula?
Yeah.
So they can lie to that they're sick and then you feel bad for them. So certain circumstances can lead these men to send them money.
No.
Why would you send the money if you've never even met the person? What was she doing when she got sick previously? Why don't she do that? Again, people, I think I'm seeing the problem. Guys, you cannot sit here in America and be a simp and then say African women are taking advantage of you. And then we talk about, the dowry. I know that some people jack up the dowry price and all that, which I'm not for, but dowry is part of the culture there. Okay. But you cannot beat down on dowry if you're willing to just dash money to random women just because they give you attention. If you're simping, you have no room to criticize the dowry system. That's a fact. You have absolutely no room to criticize the dowry system. And if you're sending your money to some girl, we don't want to hear you come on the internet saying, oh, the African women. Oh, you mean you happen to be a simp to some woman and she recognized it and she was taking your money? You can't say she took advantage of you. Just take that L and don't talk about it. Plain and simple. But you can be, complaining about the entire African women for that.
You have to be conscious. Don't send your money out there. But then some of you are sending that money in exchange for videos and pictures.
There are you guys who instead of watching XXX, you just want to you want to see the real thing. You know, I understand sometimes you're in your feelings and you want to see certain things, but the moment you ask a girl for that and she sends it to you in exchange for money, then just know you're dealing with something else. That
I'll say it for you. That means you're dealing with a slut. If she's gonna send you her naked pictures, you've never even met her, and that's the thing you guys are into, yes, that's someone, you know, who is definitely a slut. No doubt.
that chick is just she's out. And she's already, like, let me tell you, Joan, any girl.
Sometimes it can be love. Some girls want to. Yeah. What, love involves sex.
Janita is trying to justify it. She's trying to reel you in, guys. Don't fall for it. Stop simping on these African streets, guys. Trust me, I'm helping you here. Stop simping on these African streets.
Love involves sex, right?
Why is shy?
Love does involve sex.
Yeah.
If she thinks she's in love with him and it's like, maybe if I send this cute video,
oh my
he'll
God.
love me.
A cute video of your breasts to someone you've never met before.
I don't encourage
What
it.
kind of love is this?
I feel like there's some girls in love who do that. Because the man says, oh, if you love me, send me this. And then they send it.
Oh, come on. Yo, if that's what you think love is, then I don't know what you're watching. Like, I don't know what you're doing. Because just go to a site, like order someone on Tinder and make yourselves out.
Pay for OnlyFans.
And go. OnlyFans, by the way. You can go and pay for that stuff. Because a real person who loves you, if it's genuine love, they're even going to feel uncomfortable just sending you these random videos.
Really? No, that's the thing. I feel like there's some girls who say, I genuinely love this guy, and if he says he needs pictures and videos, she'll send them. Even married people do that.
You see, Kim, the guy, is logical. The woman, she is not logical. She is promoting slut behavior. You guys see what is happening here? Listen to a woman and you shall suffer. She is over here promoting slut behavior. Kim, this is why Kim is holding the side of his head. He can't even believe how she's trying to justify this. How can she even justify this? But this is what most black guys in America, this is what they go for. This is what they want to pay for. So obviously that dowry thing is off the table, because if you're paying for these pictures, you're not looking to be married. Let's just keep it real. You're not looking for no marriage. You're there to look for sluts. Just say that. And, you know, we'll go from there. You do your simping and don't complain.
Acting like it's new.
Yeah, they do that, but they're married. They've met each other before.
So
we're speaking in a perspective where someone is out there. He has hit up someone on Instagram, and now all of a sudden there's exchanging money for pictures and videos.
It's a business.
That's just.
At the end of the day, just don't send money to someone you've not met. But I've had someone send me money.
John?
She said, don't send money to someone you've never met. But she got somebody send her money who she's never met. You guys see the gold digging I was talking about? If you're being a simp, there's going to be women who are there who would be there to collect. And trust me, I have nothing against gold diggers, because you have to open your gold mine for them to dig in. So, I don't want people to confuse it thinking I'm beating down on women that are gold diggers. Get your gold digging on. If the mines are open, you get your gold digging on, girl. I have nothing against you.
But they were appreciating me for my work on Kenganda.
You sure it was only that?
Yeah, I swear to
Are there
God.
any videos we should be expecting on internet?
Because one thing I don't do is put myself at a risk, because I know I'm going to make it big. I'll be on bigger screens in the future, right?
So we shall not see any of Juanita's nudes on bigger screens.
So one thing I don't do is put myself in a place where I could jeopardize what I could do in my future. But then you get. But I've had
She's trying to clean it up now. She's trying to clean it up. First, she's seen no problem in sending nude pictures. She's received money from strangers. What else?
Someone sent me money, and he has not met me before, but it was even little money, right?
Okay, that's understandable.
Now she's saying it's little money. Girl, it was free money that you didn't work for. What did you do for that money? For that simp to send you that money. I guarantee you guys, it's a black guy in America. It has to be a black guy in America. So guys, you're doing this to yourself. You are doing this to yourself. Nobody's doing this to you. Because you know, like you hear her here. That's what's gonna happen to you.
Understandable. Maybe you're appreciating someone. Aka 21? Why don't you give that some of that money to me? I need $10. I need a haircut. Jesus Christ.
No, but you understand. So sometimes people like that exist.
Yeah, if you're appreciating Jonita, or like appreciating someone,
yeah,
for whatever they look like,
or for my business,
or for anything,
because right,
yeah,
because no one has met me in person, but if they book me for a consultation, right,
yeah, that's business, that's real stuff.
Business,
but if someone wants money and then they send you nude videos, yeah, then come on, like you can't even blame Africa. Yeah. Just blame yourself.
These girls lie to you.
I have to agree with Kim. You cannot blame Africa for your simping ways. Let's just keep it real. Here I was thinking it was some African Americans that went to Africa, tried to get married, and they hit them with this huge dowry. Because I have issue with some of these dowry prices. I've heard people talk about this, and I know some Africans, some of these mamas, they use it as a come up. So that's why I began to show on that note. But this is not that. This is about Sims getting what Sims always get. I mean, you're leading with your pocket. What do you expect? You can't blame that. You can't put that on Africa. You know, you cannot put that on Africa. You have to put that on yourself.
That's one thing for sure. They tell you plain lies and you believe the lies and you send the money. That's on you, by the way.
All I'll tell you,
Jonita just told you guys. She repeated what I said. It's like I was reading her mind. It's on you. You heard it from the woman herself. If you get played, that's on you. And this idea, people thinking, you know, I don't know, you know, most black people here, these guys, I don't know how you're thinking, like as if African women don't play you. Man, you think the women here play mind games? You haven't met women in Africa, but you see, they are making these Sims cry online already, and they are still not getting it. Any type of game you could think of, you're going to run into some women there who would definitely, you know, they would take your money for sure. They would take your money. So you can't blame African women for that. You got to blame yourself. Not even the women that took your money. You're the one, they didn't put a gun to your head. They didn't force you. You fell for the story. So that's on you, not them.
If you find someone really attractive on Instagram,
right?
If you're really serious, don't ask for freaking videos. Put in that ticket money, fly here, see her, talk to her. If you like the vibe she's giving you, then you can start the exchange of money. But this business of me,
Kim, I don't even approve of that. Seeing somebody on Instagram and flying there, what the? See, people need to wake up, you know, and just stop fooling themselves. Face reality. You know, stop running all over the place, you know, quote unquote, looking for women. You're bound to find yourself in this weird situations. And you can't blame anyone but yourself. You think your simping ways didn't work in America is going to work in Africa? It's even gonna be worse for you over there, believe it or not.
Online, then you start Cash App, Wild Remit. Yo, that's not on Africa, yo. That's not on Uganda. That's on you.
That's on
You
you
and your money
cautious.
and your choices.
Yeah.
You cannot blame anyone here for those choices because at the end of the day, what you're doing is already a risk.
Yeah, right.
It's a huge risk.
Even on Western Union, they caution you do not send money to someone you've not yet met.
Even
Now,
me in Uganda, I can't send someone money in the next 2 kilometers away. If I've never met you, I can't send you money. But for you, you're telling me you can do that?
Yeah.
Okay, player.
That's just simping.
Yeah, that's too much simping.
Anyway, and
we
went ahead. I saw some comments and someone was asking what it's like marrying an African man. But I don't think anything changes. A man will still provide. An African man will still provide.
African men
let
are.
the African man here tell us.
Let me tell you something about us, yeah? Let me first clean myself. So, guys, if there's any black American woman out there looking for a fine African man, Umbutu, who? If there's anyone out there looking for a fine African man, you know, men here are actually,
They provide.
they can be hardworking. Like, they do hard work.
Hardworking where?
Depends what you want. But, like, yeah, they are hardworking. Though, there's this, you know, let me tell you what's corrupted.
Have you as a sugar man?
Yeah, what the corrupt thing here is, like, if you come here from the US and you're, let me say, Lakeisha. Who? Obviously, as an African man, I'm going to think, oh, this chick has dollars. She probably has more money than me. So there's some men who you will meet and they probably feel like you should pay for the bills. They will just pretend like you're the one from America, so please.
Yeah, it goes both ways too. Some of you women too, yes, when you go there, you're going to be the ATM. Yes, you're from America, you're going to be the ATM. Hey, you the one that checked the exchange rates. You want to copy the white folks. White folks going to Africa and Philippines. We gotta go too. So you gotta be willing to do what the white folks do. Not all, but most. So I hate to tell you, but that's just the name of the game there.
Clear this check.
Yeah.
If you land across those ones, please try. Even if you land across any guy, first try and ask what source of income like he has, what job he's doing. If you find the guys, let me tell you, and I'm not trying to like put people down, but there's
most African men, majority you would meet that are already working, they got their stuff all together, they would more likely be marrying an African woman. They're not looking for no black American woman. I hate to tell you, but they are there. They would be marrying an African woman. See, I hear a lot of these people online guys, they lie to themselves and say, oh, Africans are looking for other people. No. Like Africans tend to look more for people from their culture. So, yeah.
People in certain jobs.
Like where?
That you may.
What example?
I don't want to say certain things here and I'll get cancelled. But there are some jobs that you don't want to like. You may not that you don't want to deal with them, but probably the person is not doing well financially. But if you do like the person, that doesn't as well stop you from doing what? From getting to know them. And this is all about how you and how you communicate with your partner. Yeah. So I know most of you may have watched that video and got certain negative.
Guys, he said it all. We started out with the dowry part. So obviously, if somebody who's been a simp, want to simp their money, hey, you shouldn't complain about dowry. That would be the cheapest. That should be the cheapest for you. But also, still, I stand by my message that, some of these African mamas that try to use their daughters as a come up, that also is not a good thing. There's a lot of African men that complain about that. But obviously, in this case, as you guys heard, that is not the situation here. This is more about some simps, you know, being simps, and then they complain. So I'm sorry, but you created that atmosphere. There's no need for you to simp in Africa. You don't need to do that. Just go be yourself, be a man, and you know, you would hopefully find some woman who's not a gold digger, and make sure her parents live in the village, okay? Because that means she has some value. Make sure her parents live in the village so you don't have to deal with their shenanigans. Because mostly in Africa, people in the villages tend to be more content. Just my take on it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to run, but I will return. Today's Friday. We're going to do Pan African time when I get back. Thank you.